Imagine standing at the edge of an obsidian platform, the void yawning beneath your feet like an infinite abyss, the haunting chorus of Enderman echoing in the distant darkness. This is the moment where your greatest Minecraft adventure begins, where the secrets of the end dimension unfurl like the wings of the Ender Dragon itself. You've armed yourself to the teeth, bottles of slow-falling potions clinking softly in your inventory, diamond armor gleaming with enchantments that hum with protective energy. Your hotbar stocked with stacks of ender pearls that promise escape from any desperate situation. But nothing can truly prepare you for the vast, alien beauty of the End's outer islands, a jagged archipelago of purple blocks and chorus trees floating in the starless night, where every shadow might conceal treasure or treachery. The first challenge is navigation. One misstep could send you tumbling into the void, your hard-earned gear lost forever. So you learn to move with the cautious grace of an Enderman, bridging gaps with meticulous cobblestone pathways, always keeping an eye on your footing and a readiness to throw an ender pearl to safety should the ground crumble beneath you. And while you traverse these broken lands, the Endermen themselves become both threat and opportunity. They're tall, dark figures teleporting unpredictably across the terrain, their eerie cries cutting through the silence. Each swing of your looting enchanted sword might yield not just ender pearls for future escapes, but the rare cosmic prize of an enchanted book, its pages humming with spells waiting to be unleashed. But the true treasures lie deeper within the heart of the End, where the silhouettes of end cities pierce the horizon like skeletal fingers reaching from the void, towering obsidian black spires adorned with purple pillars, their interiors a labyrinth of levitating corridors and deadly shulker guardians. Finding these cities demands patience. You leap from island to island, your eyes scanning the murky distance until, like a mirage in the darkness, a city materializes, its architecture both grand and foreboding. Inside, danger and reward walk hand in hand. Every corner might hide a shulker, its projectile levitation missiles turning your body weightless, helplessly drifting toward the open jaws of the void. Survive these guardians, though, and you'll discover rooms gleaming with loot chests overflowing with the End's rarest commodities, diamond horse armor etched with alien patterns, enchanted golden apples that glow with regenerative magic, bookshelves whispering with enchantments like mending or sharpness V, and ingots of precious metals that glitter like captured starlight. Yet the crown jewel of any End city isn't found within its walls but aboard the ghostly End ships that occasionally drift beside them like phantom galleons, tethered to the cities by slender bridges of purple. These vessels are the pinnacle of End exploration. A single misstep on their slender decks could spell doom. But within their hulls, encased in an item frame that pulses with faint light, lies the elytra, delicate, translucent wings that promise the freedom of flight. Retrieving them is a heart-pounding ballet, dodging the ship's resident shulkers, perhaps using a well-timed ender pearl to blink past their defenses, your fingers trembling as you pluck the elytra from its pedestal, your mind already soaring over Minecraft's landscapes, the wind rushing past your ears as you glide between mountain peaks. With the elytra secure, your journey through the End transforms, but the dimension still holds secrets even beyond flight. Descend to the island's lower levels, where chorus forests sprout like crystalline coral, their fruiting tips bursting with chorus fruit of purple, otherworldly snack that teleports you unpredictably when eaten, a chaotic survival tool that can save you from falls or fast-track you through obstacles, its aftertaste leaving behind glowing building blocks when baked, perfect for crafting ethereal bases that shimmer like captured moonlight. And speaking of building, don't forget the dragon egg, that obsidian black trophy left behind after the dragon's defeat, a decorative prize humming with latent energy. Display it proudly in your base atop a pedestal of obsidian or endstone, a monument to your triumph, proof that you stood where few dare to tread. Yet perhaps the End's most revolutionary prize comes in the form of shulker boxes, those colorful, shell-like containers guarded by the dimension's floating sentinels. Hunting shulkers becomes its own adrenaline-fueled minigame, luring them into positions where your arrows can strike their weak points, dodging their levitation blasts, each victory rewarded with precious shulker shells. Combine these with a chest, and you craft a shulker box, a portable storage unit that keeps its contents even when broken, allowing you to carry entire inventories worth of loot on your elytra-powered flights. Collect them in every color, organize your spoils with rainbow-hued efficiency, and never again worrying about leaving treasures behind in the end's vast expanse. To truly master these alien shores, though, you must harness the end's own magic against itself. Find the end gateway's portals activated by ender pearls thrown into their elusive purple beams to teleport across unimaginable distances, shaving hours off your exploration. And when you crave the rush of battle paired with newfound riches, consider summoning the Ender Dragon anew, crafting end crystals from ghost tears and glass, reigniting the pillars around the central island, and facing the dragon again in a duel of fire and fury. Each victory showers you with another round of XP and another gateway to the outer islands, multiplying your loot exponentially, turning you into a veteran explorer of the end's infinite mysteries. And why stop there? Combine your looting runs with ingenuity by building an Enderman XP farm near the central island. Trap these shadowy giants in a grinder designed to funnel them into your blade, their green XP orbs cascading around you like emerald rain. Leveling up your gear while you stockpile ender pearls for future journeys. Stack Luck of the Sea on fishing rods to reel and enchanted books between Enderman spawns. Repurpose shulker boxes to store building materials for elaborate end builds. Crafting remote bases where chorus fruit trees sway in the void's phantom breeze. The end isn't just a dimension to raid, it's a world to conquer. To bend to your will, each rare item a stepping stone toward unimaginable creativity. So gather your courage, adventurer. The end's treasures gleam in the darkness, waiting for the one bold enough to claim them. The sun dipped below the pixelated horizon as I stood at the edge of my cobblestone tower. The cool breeze whispering through the birch trees far below, a peaceful scene that masked the monumental challenge ahead. This was no ordinary Minecraft world. This was hardcore mode, where every decision pulsed with life or death consequences. Where one wrong move meant losing everything I'd bled to build. My mission: to collect every treasure hidden in the most dangerous dimension, the end. Not just survive, but thrive while doing it. The journey would test my nerves, my creativity, and my very will to push forward when all seemed lost. I took a deep breath, adjusting my diamond chestplate one last time before descending into the torchlit mines where destiny waited. The hunt for endgame treasures had begun and failure wasn't an option. Days blurred into nights as I tunneled deeper than I'd ever dared, the darkness pressing in like a physical weight. Every swing of the pickaxe echoed with the terrifying knowledge that a single lava pocket could erase hours of progress, or worse, cascade into the cave below and end everything. The grumble of zombies grew louder the deeper I went, their claws scraping against stone somewhere in the shadows as I mined desperately for ancient debris, the raw gem that would become my netherite armor, my ticket to surviving the Ender Dragon's wrath. I remember the tremor in my hands when I finally uncovered those elusive blacksmith's gold, smelting it under the glow of magma blocks, sweat dripping onto the keyboard as I thought about the void's endless gaze somewhere beyond this mortal realm. Preparation became my religion. Brewing endless potions of soul, falling under the bubbling cauldron's steam, crafting stacks upon stacks of golden apples that clinked ominously in my inventory. Bartering with piglins until my ears rang with their screeches, all for those precious ender pearls that would form the portal. The clock was ticking, the dragon waiting, and every heartbeat felt like the pendulum swing of fate as I stood before that glowing obsidian frame. My reflection warped in its purple surface, and portal eyes ignited one by one, 12 guardians sealing my path to glory or oblivion. The world twisted, colors bleeding into violet and black, and suddenly there she was, the Ender Dragon, a colossal silhouette against starless skies, her roar shaking the obsidian pillars to their roots. Adrenaline burned through my veins as I sprinted between columns, shooting crystals in explosions of light and pain, dodging acid breath that ate through stone like butter. Tower by tower, I climbed, teetering at impossible heights with nothing but faith and feather slow. Falling potions turning deadly drops into graceful descents while arrows whizzed past my head. At the final crystal, the dragon charged, wings blotting out the sky. I leapt, sword raised, and plunged my blade into her scaled neck as we fell together in a death spiral. The explosion rocked the end, her final cry echoing as dazzling XP orbs rained down upon me. But triumph tasted bittersweet because crossing through that gateway to the outer islands meant abandoning all safety for treasures untold. I built my first bridge across the void with trembling hands, obsidian blocks materializing one by one over infinity's hungry mouth. And cities loomed like skeletal giants in the distance, promising riches beyond imagination, but perched on every shadowed ledge waited the shulkers. Those silent guardians whose bullets could send floating through space until the void claimed you. My first encounter was pure terror, peeling open a chest stuffed with diamond horse armor when a faint click has sounded above a levitation missile struck my shoulder, and suddenly I was airborne, flailing as the ground vanished beneath me. Panic clawed at my throat as the void static hum grew louder. My health bar blinking red eye barely slammed a water bucket in midair before hitting the unyielding chorus plants below. But from terror bloomed reward. Inside that city's treasure room gleamed a shulker shell, its iridescent purple surface pulsing softly. 6 more of these, and I'd unlock the greatest storage revolution Minecraft had ever seen. Boxes that defied gravity itself. That first shulker box was more than an item. It was liberation. Suddenly, entire forests could fold into my inventory, stacks of logs, chests of cobblestone, farms worth of crops, all nested neatly in colorful cubes that followed me like loyal pets. But their power came at a price. Every shell harvested meant another skirmish with those phantom. Like shulkers, battles fought on narrow ledges where one misstep spelled doom. I learned to dance with danger shield raised against homing bullets, axe swinging in deadly arcs, but even mastery couldn't prevent disaster. There was the time I got cocky on a high-rise city duel, wielding potions like a mad alchemist, only to have a hidden shulker knock me sideways into empty space. My elytra snapped open reflexively, a gift from an earlier raid, but unfamiliar controls turned my salvation into nightmare. Spinning wildly, I crashed into a chorus tree, losing half my health before dangling one-handed over oblivion, inventory spilling into the void, my best pickaxe, to stacks of iron, weeks worth of enchanted books. I clung there, breath ragged, realizing no amount of gear could replace the skill needed to wield it. Mastering the elytra became my obsession. By day, I practiced over oceans, weaving between mountains with firework rockets roaring in my wake. By night, I tested limits loop-de-loops around towering crimson fungi, precision landings on single blocks until flying felt as natural as breathing. But the ends islands hid cruel jokes, unexpected gusts dragging me toward vacuum, phantom gusts when rockets misfired, chorus fruit branches snagging wings mid-dive. My worst crash came during a thunderstorm, seeking shelter in a distant city. I misjudged a storm's fear. Lightning flashed as rain-slicked wings betrayed me, sending me spiraling into a stone spire. Impact shattered armor and bone alike, my screen flashing red as I clawed back to a healing potion with half a heart remaining. Through all this, the treasures grew. A dragon had mounted defiantly above my base, elytra wings displayed like trophies, but each victory was etched with near-death catastrophe. Then came the chorus fruit revolution, starving mid-battle. I'd grabbed a mystery fruit from my hotbar and vanished in a puff of purple particles, teleporting to safety behind a pillar. Eureka struck like lightning. These weren't just food, but escape pods woven into nature itself. I turned an entire island into a farm, transplanting chorus trees with care, their alien blossoms glowing under Endrod's sterile light. Harvests piled up hundreds, then thousands of potential teleports, and I engineered daring rescue plans, throwing fruits into danger zones to warp out with arms full of loot. But randomness was its own enemy. One frantic toss teleported me not to safety, but onto a stray Enderman's shoulders mid-fight, our startled faces inches apart before his shriek split the air. Teleportation required finesse, a dance with chaos I slowly learned to direct rather than fear. As riches accumulated, I crafted my masterpiece, a fortress of purple, its curves defying Minecraft's grid-like logic, its towers studded with purple pillars rising like skyscrapers against the void's star field. Dragon eggs adorned every archway, shimmering with that unbreakable allure, while end rods cast geometric shadows across floors of end stone brick. Here, surrounded by captured Endermen patrolling glass cells, I felt like a god reigning over the abyss. But pride invites disaster. One late-night build session, digging into what I thought was solid ground. My pickaxe unleashed a hidden lava river molten death, flooding my storage room before I could scream. Valuable maps burned, rare woods dissolved into smoke, and I stood paralyzed, watching flames dance in the dragon egg's dark surfaces. A reminder that no fortress, however grand, was immune to error. Worst of all were the ambushes. Venturing beyond mapped islands brought confrontations that still haunt my blocky dreams. Tunnel systems honeycombing beneath the surface, where Endermen swarmed in lightless packs, their guttural warps multiplying in the dark until my sword arm burned with exhaustion. Once hunting the elusive End City ship with its prized elytra wings, I triggered a pressure plate hidden beneath dragon breath residue, splash potions of harming drenching me as shulkers materialized from camouflaged alcoves. I fought blind, backing toward what I hoped was escape, only to tumble onto unstable chorus fruit, teleporting randomly 10 times before landing, breathless yet alive, inventory ravaged but spirit unbroken. Each trial forged greater caution. Always carry totems, always scan for hidden switches. Never assume safety just because a room looks empty. 100 days blurred past, an odyssey of loss and triumph etched into every scar on my avatar's skin. Finally, beneath my purple vault's quartz-reinforced ceiling, I laid out the complete collection. Elytra wings spread like museum pieces, dragon heads frozen in roaring silence, stacks of shulker shells polished to rainbow hues, chests bursting with chorus fruit arranged in swirling mosaics. The end poem had never felt so tangible. Every item a story, every story a narrow escape from erasure. Power glittered here, yes, but also wisdom, the delicate balance between greed and caution, the understanding that a single moment of distraction could undo empires. My greatest treasures weren't the dragon eggs on their pedestals, but the instincts earned through fire, the reflexive water bucket placements when lava spills, the shield flicks countering stray bullets, the aerial pirouettes that turn certain death into victory's flourish. But endings are illusions, especially in Minecraft. Beyond the vault's secure walls lie unfinished dreams, castles conceptualized from endstone's alien textures, automatic farms redesigned with shulker-powered storage systems, roller coasters stretching to the world's edge via elytra launchers. Perhaps I'll terraform a warped forest beneath the end sky, or construct a monument where phantoms perch like gargoyles, proof that not even hardcore's brutal limits can cage boundless imagination. Yet for now, I stand quiet in this trophy hall, listening to the void hum beyond stained glass windows. It's a comforting sound now, not the scream of oblivion, but the whisper of challenges conquered. And those still waiting beyond the next starless horizon. The dragon may sleep again, but adventure never truly dies. It only waits for the next brave soul to light the portal and leap into unknown skies. So grab your pickaxe, friend, the end is just another beginning. The bleak obsidian pillars rise like jagged teeth against the swirling void. Black sky as we step through the portal into Minecraft's end dimension, a place where reality warps, winged horrors circle the dragon's corpse, and treasures beyond imagination glitter in the ruins of forgotten cities. But today, we're not here as mere explorers. Loot. Today, we transform into scientists of the sandbox, armed with stopwatches and spreadsheets, diamond pickaxes, and data loggers, to answer one burning question: do the legendary items of the end really live up to their mythic reputation? Strap on your elytra, load your rockets, and let's dive into the cold, hard metrics behind Minecraft's most enigmatic loot, because in this realm of floating islands and dancing Endermen, hype and hearsay won't cut it. Only empirical evidence survives the void. Our first quest begins not with dragon fire, but with probability charts. Picture yourself standing at the heart of a crumbling end city, golden sword glinting as you pry open a chest buried beneath years of chorus plant growth. Will it hold the shimmering wings of freedom at elytra, or just another pair of useless iron boots? The answer lies in ruthless mathematics. After scouring thousands of procedurally generated and city chests simulated, of course, because even in the name of science, no sane person would manually raid that many shulker-guarded fortresses. We've crunched the drop rates. Elytras, a cruel one. -1 to 4 chance per end ship chest. Netherite gear. A mere 1.6% whisper in standard city chests, making it rarer than a peaceful negotiation with an Enderman. And then there's the shulker box, the storage revolution wrapped in purple shells. Using Poisson distribution models, yes. We're bringing advanced stats into blocky landscapes. We calculated you'd need to plunder roughly *18 N cities to have a 99% certainty of snagging at least one shulker box. 18 cities. That's enough chorus fruit to teleport you into existential despair. But raw scarcity alone doesn't define value. Let's take flight with those coveted elytras and put them through their paces. Imagine soaring over obsidian towers, fireworks hissing behind you, but which rocket tier truly maximizes speed without trashing your wings' durability? Through meticulously timed laps around custom-built aerial racecourses marked by glowing beacons and panic-inducing lava traps, we discovered that Tier 1 rockets, just gunpowder and paper, offer the best bang for durability, propelling you 32 blocks per second while chewing through only 1 durability point per 6-second burst. Tier 3 rockets, a speed demon's dream at 44 blocks per second. But they devour durability like a creeper at a buffet, melting your wings *3 times faster *. And when those fragile membranes finally fray, the hard numbers sting. An elytra dies after just 7 minutes and 13 seconds of continuous Tier 3 boosting. Harsh, but knowledge is power, and now you'll stockpile gunpowder wisely. Now let's teleport into chaos with chorus fruit on paper. It's a quirky survival to lead the purple bulb, vanish in a cloud of particles, reappear somewhere. *else*, but how far can it really fling you? To find out, we constructed a monstrous vertical testing chamber stretching from bedrock to build limit, lining the walls with pressure plates linked to holographic counters. The results: horizontal teleports max out at a tactical 8 blocks, perfect for dodging skeleton arrows, but vertically. Chorus fruit defies gravity, yeeting you up to 16 blocks skyward in a single munch. That's a lifesaver when mining ancient debris above lava oceans. Better still, in PvP scenarios against our very own team of parkour-trained test dummies, chorus fruit proved shockingly slippery. Time a bite mid-fight, and you'll teleport through arrows, evade sword swings, and occasionally hilariously warp directly inside your opponent's hitbox, dealing telefragging damage. Just avoid snacking near cliffs, trust us. But what about storage supremacy? Enter the shulker box showdown. We filled standard double chests to bursting with cobblestone, the universal metric of Minecraft bulk, then meticulously transferred stacks into neon-colored shulker boxes. The verdict? One shulker box holds a compact 27 slots. But multiply that by a full inventory of 37 boxes, including your hotbar and armor slots, and suddenly you're hauling 999 stacks of blocks. That's a mind-bending 512 cobblestones in your pocket dimension. Compare that to a double chest's paltry 54 slots, and you'll never mine without shulkers again. Stress testing proved equally brutal. We piled hundreds of boxes into a single chest using hopper chains, watching the frame rate nosedive like a green build gone wrong. Moral of the story: shulkers are logistical godsends. But your CPU might beg for mercy. Combat time. We march into the end's shadowy corridors clad in diamond gear looted from end city chests, only to swap mid-battle into gleaming netherite armor also plundered from those rare chests. Against a firing squad of pillagers, the difference became visceral. Netherites +1 armor toughness translated to 13% less damage per crossbow bolt, letting our tester survive *for extra shots before collapsing. Durability tests against zombie hordes were even clearer. Netherite chest plates endured 1,056 hammer strikes before shattering, while diamond crumpled at 528. But is hunting end cities for netherite worth it when you can mine and upgrade it yourself? Only if you enjoy 0.003% drop rate gambles. Just don't forget to shield bash shulker bullets. Our high-speed footage showed raising a shield asterisk 0.5 seconds asterisk after the projectile fires guarantees a deflection, sending the levitation missile spiraling harmlessly into the void. And then there's the End Crystal, the dragon's obsidian spire crown jewel. We all know its apocalyptic blast power, but can it defend your base? Surrounding a mock fortress with crystals on iron bars, we unleashed waves of armored zombies. The crystals detonated in rippling fireballs, obliterating entire squads, until a stray skeleton arrow triggered the chain reaction early, vaporizing the fortress, the testers, and 3 nearby wandering traders. Spectacular, yes, practical, only if you hate your builds and your neighbors. So, after mountains of data and near-death buy, Void experiences, here's the definitive end item tier list. Must-have crowns go to Elytras and shulker boxes, game changers for exploration and inventory tyranny. Situational stars include Chorus Fruit PvP Escape Artist and End City Netherite if RNG blesses you. The Niche Novelty Tire. Dragon Edge glittering trophies with 0 function and crystals, which belong in YouTube troll compilations, not sane survival worlds, to farm efficiently. Prioritize cities clustered within 500 blocks of the central island. Strip their ships first for Elytra chances and always carry water buckets for those inevitable shulker levitation mishaps. And for mod enthusiasts, data packs like Elytra Durability Plus let you tweak wing endurance without breaking immersion, while End City loot rebalance makes netherite finds feel earned, not lottery wins. But in vanilla, knowledge is your greatest tool. You now know the exact fireworks to hoard, how to chorus, dance around sword swings, and why 80 quadrillion blocks fit in your shulker stuffed pockets. So next time you stare into the End Portal's starry abyss, do it not with fear, but with the grin of a researcher who'll bend its secrets to their will. The Void whispers mysteries but science. Science asterisk screens asterisk answers. Now go conquer it. After all, those Elytra won't test themselves. Just watch out for the llamas. Long story, the Void stretches endlessly around me. A cosmic sea of impenetrable darkness broken only by scattered islands of end stone floating in the eternal twilight. And as I stand here gripping my iron sword with white-knuckled determination, I realize this is where my greatest building challenge begins, an entire survival base constructed solely from end dimension materials. Imagine plunging through the obsidian gateway without wood for tools, without torches for light, without any of the familiar comforts of the overworld, armed with nothing but sheer creativity and the otherworldly blocks torn from this alien landscape. The eerie silence presses in around me as my boots crunch against the end stone. The haunting cries of distant Enderman echoing across the floating archipelago, and I know this expedition will push Minecraft's building mechanics to their absolute limits, but that's exactly what makes it exhilarating. My journey started with an ambitious blueprint scrawled on paper between frantic survival sessions, a grand spire twisting toward the void like petrified amethyst, archways carved from pulsating chorus fruit stems, pathways glowing with the soft radiance of end rods. And now with the dragon defeated and her egg glimmering in my inventory, it's time to turn those sketches into reality. Navigating the end cities becomes an exercise in vertical mastery as I pillar upward using carefully placed end stone bricks, dodging shulker bullets that float lazily through the cold air. My eyes scanning obsidian towers for the telltale purple glint of treasure chests. Every single purple block counts. Every shulker shell could revolutionize my storage system. Every chorus fruit harvested might become the centerpiece of an otherworldly garden. I develop a rhythm to my looting. Leap across treacherous gaps towards floating ships with elytra spread like dragonfly wings. Methodically mine entire rooms from end city palaces with enchanted tools, stacking purple slabs like lavender stepping stones between islands. And when inventory space runs low, the true logistical ballet begins as I organize shulker boxes into a rainbow of color-coded containers that would make any storage guru weep. But gathering materials is only the first act in this cosmic opera. True ingenuity sparks when I establish my first automated chorus farm right there in the shadow of an end city spire, redirecting Enderman pathways into efficient harvesting corridors where the bizarre alien plants grow in crystalline formations before bursting into edible blossoms ready for replanting. Night after night in this timeless dimension, I refine the design, incorporating walls of end stone bricks to funnel the drops into collection points, until finally I've created a self-sustaining loop where the purple stems multiply under the glow of end rod lighting, providing both building materials and emergency food when the chorus fruit's teleportation effects make for dangerously exhilarating snack breaks. With chests overflowing with purple variants and stacks of end stone bricks, the architectural vision begins emerging from the void like some sleeping leviathan awakened. My design philosophy crystallizes around the concept of organic austerity, blending the end's rigid geometric patterns with sweeping curves that echo the dragon's flight paths. The challenges become creative fuel as I discover that purple pillars and stairs can weave together like woven lavender tapestries when assembled vertically, creating ribbed structures that twist skyward like the petrified bones of some colossal creature, while strategically placed end rods inject both illumination and delicate accent lines reminiscent of bioluminescent deep-sea fauna. Every building decision feels like solving an alien puzzle, how to craft comfortable living spaces from the dense, regal purple blocks without making them feel oppressively heavy. The answer comes in layering, stacking slabs atop stairs to create floating platforms, using purple walls as intricate railings that catch the soft light from below, integrating the faintly shimmering properties of end stone bricks into flooring that seems to glow from within. Even the limitations spawn innovation as I realize end rods can be clustered into crystalline chandeliers when framed by stair blocks, casting prismatic shadows that dance across rooms like liquid starlight. I deliberately leave sections of the void exposed beneath glass floors made from fused end crystals carefully harvested and recharged using lingering potions, creating vertigo inducing vistas that underscore just how far we've come from cozy oak cottages. This is architecture that breathes with the strange heartbeat of the end itself. The true test comes when transforming these spaces into functional habitats. Survival isn't just about aesthetics, but creating systems that sustain life in this inhospitable realm. My Elytral launchpad becomes a masterclass in kinetic energy, built from concentric rings of end stone bricks ramping upward at precise 5-degree intervals, allowing for sprint jumps that propel me into glide patterns between floating islands with the precision of a celestial clockworks. Nestled at its center sits the dragon egg on a pedestal of obsidian and purple. Not merely decorative, but rigged with a hidden redstone mechanism crafted from end city loot and observer blocks, found in woodland mansions months before, that retracts sections of floor to reveal emergency escape routes when triggered by a chorus fruit thrown into a hidden detector. The base expands like a living organism as I implement chorus plant teleportation hubs between distant sections. Strategically placed stalks at maximum growth height create natural archways that instantly transport anyone munching the fruit between the storage silos and living quarters in a disorienting burst of particle effects and warp sound design. Even the shulker farm becomes an architectural marvel hidden within a labyrinth of purple pillars designed to confuse and contain the floating shells. Their distinctive asterisk plonk asterisk sounds echoing through resonance chambers built into the walls that double as proximity alerts against intruding Enderman. Through trial and terrifying error, more than one near-death plunge into the void. Each system interlinks. Automated chorus harvesters feed into custom furnaces fueled by dried kelp from overworld excursions, which bake end stone into smooth bricks for expanding the base perimeter, while dispenser systems rigged with end rods create dynamic lighting sequences synchronized to player movement. The moment of final reveal arrives like the crescendo of some cosmic symphony as I glide on tattered elytra wings toward the completed structure, a sprawling alien citadel glowing with soft purple luminescence. Its central spire twisting like crystallized smoke toward the distant main island where this impossible journey began. Approaching the grand entrance flanked by towering purple columns embedded with end rod constellations mapping distant Minecraft stars. The base seems to breathe as lights pulse in rhythmic patterns triggered by hidden daylight sensors synchronized to overworld time where possible. Inside, vaulted ceilings arch overhead with ribs of purple blocks and stone bricks intertwine like double helices. While beneath glass floor panels, star-flecked void stretches infinitely, giving the dizzying illusion of walking through space itself. Every storage room has become a diorama of organization with color. Coded shulker boxes stacked in geometric arrangements that are simultaneously functional storage solutions and abstract art installations. The living quarters defy expectations with curved walls formed from upside-down purple stairs framing panoramic void views, furnished with beds disguised as chorus plant pods and end-rod ambient lighting that shifts hues based on proximity. I guide viewers through greenhouse sectors where chorus plants grow in ordered spirals beneath end-rod grow lights, past aquaculture sections where axolotls swim in end stone basins fed by ice melt systems, toward the crowning achievement, the dragon egg sanctuary suspended on a platform of fused end crystals crackling with protective energy, surrounded by rotating rings of purple blocks powered by piston sequences hidden within the walls. My voice grows thick with hard-won pride explaining how every limitation, no traditional lighting, no wooden accents, no conventional building materials, forced revolutionary solutions. Purple slabs as floating benches, warped fungus stems harvested during brief nether visits serving as table legs, shulker shells repurposed into decorative ceiling fixtures. The tour concludes at the highest observation deck where the entire end sprawls below like some god's abandoned toy box. And I issue the ultimate challenge to viewers clutching their controllers, whether playing in survival mode or creative exploration. Replicate what seemed impossible. Build monuments not just in the end, but of the end, twisting its exotic materials into functional beauty. Proving that true creativity flourishes not despite limitations but because of them, and leaving them with one burning question whispered into the cosmic silence as the screen fades to star-studded darkness. What will you build when the only limit is your imagination? The air hums with otherworldly energy as you stand trembling at the edge of the obsidian platform, your diamond boots reflecting the eerie purple light of the end starless sky. Beyond lies a desolate expanse of floating islands suspended in nothingness. Jagged obsidian towers piercing upwards like shattered teeth, islands carpeted with alien chorus plants swaying gently in the void winds. This is where legends are born and heroes are unmade, but you didn't come here for glory alone. No. You came for treasures whispered about in village taverns and scribbled in ancient explorers' journals, treasures that transform miners into masters and warriors, into winged conquerors. Your first footsteps crackle against the end stone as you adjust your enchanted netherite armor, fingers brushing the feather fall potions strapped to your belt, each breath fogging in the chill. The distant shriek of an Enderman tears through the silence, a reminder that every inch of this forsaken dimension demands payment in courage. This isn't just survival. It's a heist against the cosmos itself, and today, we're going to strip the end bare of every glimmering secret it clings to, starting with those obsidian pillars glowing in the distance like grim lighthouses guiding us to our destiny. But before you charge sword first into the abyss, let's talk preparation, because the end laughs at brave fools and devours them raw. That shimmering diamond gear? Worthless if you forget slow-falling potions when a stray shulker bullet sends you cartwheeling off a ledge into the infinite drop. Those enchanted apples gleaming in your inventory. Useless if you didn't bring scaffolding to bridge yawning gaps between islands when your last ender pearl slips through panicked fingers. Here's the ritual. Slow fall arrows, yes. They exist, stockpile them like your life depends on its spoiler. It does. Protection for armor layered with feather. Falling boots should be your second skin. And pumpkins, oh, humble carved pumpkins, they'll let you stare down Enderman like a ghost in plain sight while you harvest their twitching limbs for pearls that'll save you from gravity's cruel punchline. Now picture this. You've just slain the dragon in a rain of flaming breath and exploding crystals, the portal swirling beneath her corpse promising untold riches if you're bold enough to leap into that shimmering purple gateway. That gutsy plunge leads to the outer islands, our true hunting grounds where void winds whip your cloak as you land on a fractured stretch of end stone. This is where your bridge. Building obsession pays off. Drop blocks with religious fervor between islands because one misjudged jump leaves you falling silently into the black until your screams fade from memory. Carry stacks of cheap blocks. Gobble, dirt, netherrack, whatever, but hear this wisdom. Never dig straight down applies here, but in reverse never look back and see your shoddy dirt bridge crumbling behind you without spare blocks to rebuild a lifeline home. Now let's talk early payoffs while you're still trembling from void exposure. Those towering Endermen stalking the islands aren't just eerie decor, they're walking piggy banks. Armed with a looting 3-sword and your trusty carved pumpkin helmet, go farm them like wheat in sunrise fields. 3 pearls per kill become golden tickets when paired with blaze powder. Cram them into your inventory until your pockets groan because unbroken end portals become your fast travel network later. But stay vigilant. Enraged Endermen swarm like hornets if your cursor lingers too long on those glowing violet eyes. The real jackpot. That ultra-rare enchanted golden apple or diamond pickup lurking in their corpse trophies worth bragging rights in any realm. But we're just scratching the cosmic treasure chest here. Fan out across islands until you spot needle-like structures stabbing the horizon and cities. These skeletal towers of purple blocks and end stone bricks hold vaults that'll make pirate coves weep with envy. Finding an end city isn't like it's navigation by obsidian monolith. When you portal into the outer islands after the dragons fall, pivot slowly and cities generate along specific lines radiating from the central island. March straight in one direction, loading chunks carefully. Eyes peeled for those telltale spires wrapped in magenta haze. Closer now, the architecture chills your blood. Alien arches, levitating pathways defying physics, and those cursed shulkers lurking in armored shells, waiting to pelt you with levitation bullets that'll send you sky high before dropping you like a stone. Sneak along walls, shield race timing a rocket with punch to can knock their shells open for sword strikes. Clear them room by aching room because death here means losing everything in unreachable void pits. Now the loot rooms. Ascend spiraling staircases to treasure vaults where chests glow with forbidden's promise. Pry one open, boom, diamond everything. Helmets, chest plates, leggings all diamond base but often enchanted with embreaking or protection. Iron fleas. These chests laugh at overworld miners with their 8 diamond windfalls, but the real stars. Enchanted books whispering forbidden's knowledge. Sweep 3 for clearing cobwebs or unsuspecting mobs, mending to make gear immortal. Frostwalker for striding across oceans like winter gods. And oddly golden horse armor gleaming like trapped sunlight. Useless here but a status symbol for your stable back home. But none of this compares to the crown jewel floating in the adjacent ship, the Elytra. Across a treacherous bridge hangs an end ship, dragon-headed prow frozen mid-roar. Inside lurks death itself, another shulker guardian. Yes, but worse, their bullets here come with knockback that'll punt you through gaps in the deck into oblivion. Shield forward, advance like a tortoise, sadder the shulker. Then behold, an item frame cradling a pair of folded wings, zealot reflexing with phantom muscle memory as if alive. Snatch them quick then freeze, that eerie glow beneath glass in the ship's hull. The dragon egg, myth given form unbreakable, unmovable by ordinary means. Pistons won't shift it, piston push it over torches or sand to claim gaming's ultimate trophy. Skip fireworks for now. Jetting around end islands without slow falling potions is suicide. That these wings become your body's new scripture later. Speaking of unique and relic scores fruit, those singing plants dotting islands aren't just purple scenery. Harvest them with care, dodging Endermen seeking vengeance. Eat a raw fruit, sweet flavor bursts as reality warps, teleporting you 8 blocks in any direction. Master this and you'll dance through enemy strikes like a phantom, but unpredictable warps can strand you midair or inside lava pools. Roast chorus fruit instead, pop them like candy for instant teleport free food. And hear the real secret. Stack chorus into purple blocks, building materials striped like amethyst dreams, proof that you've conquered dimensions unknown. Craft slabs, pillars your base will stun villagers into hushed reverence. But back to end cities while hunting shulkers for shells to craft magic boxes. Did you spot those colored ones, cyan shulkers, Purple lurking in shadowy halls kill them, and their shells drop matching shulker boxes, no dye needed. Imagine 16 boxes stacked inside your inventory holding entire warehouses of gear. Dump sand from desert temples. Redstone from cave mines all nested within your backpack. Color code them: red for combat gear, blue for building blocks, black for nether loot. No more frantic digging through chests mid-battle. Place broken shells, though they'll resurrect color. Specific shulkers guarding your vaults like living turrets. Ready for god tier tactics. Let's weaponize end gateways. Each dragon resurrection spawns another portal for kills, means for gateways quadrant jumping across islands without bridging stamina. But why slay her again? For dragon's breath, collect her lingering poison in glass bottles to fuel lingering potions that choke enemies in toxic fog. More gateways mean quicker city hopping. Plot them on maps with obsidian markers to weave a fast travel web rivaling nether highways. And XPO Sweet Emerald. Green XP, merge your city raids with an Enderman grinder farm. Trap them under Endermites on a platform with sweeping edge swords. Watch levels skyrocket while you AFK sipping mushroom stew, then march into city's mending gear mid-battle like an unkillable titan, still thirsty. Let's discuss chorus fruit teleportation tactics, fighting blazes in nether fortresses. Munch chorus mint fireball to vanish behind them for stab sneak kills. Bridge gaps by tossing pearls onto tiny ledges. Land precisely with crouch-placed blocks, then teleport to safety after looting. Or dual withers by snacking chorus. When his skull barrage comes, you'll flicker across the battlefield, untouchable as a shadow. And Elytra, combined with punch to bows in overworld dogfights. Shoot creepers from the clouds, then rocket. Dodge their explosions with style points that'll make phantom spectators cheer. This is your legacy now. The end isn't a finale. It's a beginning. Dragon eggs become centerpieces in grand halls built from chorus blocks gleaming under sea lantern light. Shulker boxes devour dungeons whole into your inventory. Elytra transform you into a stormfront of wings and fireworks, piercing clouds at terminal velocity. You came hunting treasure, but walk away with something pure: transformation. So grab your rockets, chant your slow fall mantras, and dive back into the void, because somewhere beyond those obsidian pillars, another city awaits, chests groaning with diamonds, its ship's hull hiding wings with your name carved in the stars. The end is never truly the end, it's where your legend spreads its wings. The world was a canvas of danger spun from pixels and ambition when I vowed to take on hardcore Minecraft's cruelest trial, surviving 100 days while hunting every treasure the end dimension had to offer. This wasn't just a game, it was a pact I'd made with fate, where every click of the mouse could be my last, every shadow in the overworld potentially hiding the creeper that would erase my journey forever. From the moment I spawned in that first sunrise, the countdown began, the weight of permanence sharpening every choice. My fingers trembled as I punched wood under a blistering sun, turning logs into tools, tools into shelter, and shelter into a fortress of willpower. Nightfall became a symphony of gnashing teeth and undead groans outside my dirt walls. Spiders crawled over ramparts. Skeletons rattled arrows against torchlight. But I clutched a stone sword and whispered promises to the stars. Asterisk, I will make it to the end, and I will conquer it. Asterisk, days bled into weeks of treacherous grind strip mining for diamonds in suffocating darkness. Adrenaline spiking at the hiss of lava rivers devouring tunnels I just walked through. I tamed wolves only to watch them dissolve in gooey green explosions, rebuilt farms after pillagers burned them to ash, and navigated nether fortresses where blaze fire turned air into an oven and ghost screams echoed like funeral bells. Every diamond I found wasn't just gear, it was a lifeline stitched together with grit. Finally, the eyes of Ender were crafted, their haunting green glow pointing the way to a portal buried beneath a fortress altar. Standing at that obsidian frame, the air thick with anticipation, I knew one misstep in the dragon's lair would mean annihilation. Crossing into the end felt like stepping onto another planet, a desolate expanse of obsidian pillars and void black skies pierced by the dragon's roar. Her wings blotted out the stars as I scrambled up towers, hacking at end crystals that exploded like miniature suns, shrapnel tearing at my armor, She dive-bombed me with hellish grace, her breath a purple acid that melted stone and hope alike. I dodged, shot arrows until my bowstrings frayed, and when her health bar dwindled to nothing, the final blow sent her spiraling into the void in a burst of light. Triumph surged through me until reality crashed back. Beneath the exit portal, islands stretched into infinity, and my true mission began, looting end cities for their fabled relics. The first fortress I discovered loomed like a skeletal hand clawing at eternity. Shulkers levitated in corridors, their shells snapping open to launch levitation missiles that sent me careening toward the void. My heart stopped mid-air, signaling my first catastrophic loss. A misstep sent my enchanted pickaxe tumbling into nothingness, its diamond gleam swallowed by the abyss, but reward came cloaked in cyan. Shulker boxes. These unassuming cubes revolutionized survival, expanding my inventory ninefold. Suddenly, I could hoard stacks of obsidian, golden apples, and TNT, a nomad turned vault keeper, yet the void mocked every victory. And then came the elytra, those fragile wings nestled in end-ship treasure rooms. Strapping them on, I leapt from a tower's peak, the ground disappearing as wind roared in my ears. Flight was transcendent freedom, until a misjudged turn sent me smashing into a chorus tree. Health points evaporated, my screen flashed red. I ate a golden apple with shaking hands, its magic knitting bones back together, yet the skies own me now. Later, navigating tight caves with the elytra proved perilous. Walls rushed up too fast, rockets misfired, and once a flock of phantoms dive forced me into a ravine where only a water bucket save spared me from becoming a red smear on bedrock. Seeking sustainable power, I turned to chorus fruit. These alien plants became my obsession. A farm blossomed on a reclaimed end island, their purple bulbs ripe with teleportation magic. Biting into one warped me across chasms or through walls during escapes, but randomness played tricks. Sometimes I materialized inside blocks, suffocating until I spat out half-chewed fruit. With this bounty, I sculpted a sanctuary of pearlescent purple blocks, their smooth surfaces cool underfoot. The dragon egg, painstakingly pried from its obsidian pedestal, became my shrine's centerpiece, a trophy glinting with the price of conquest. But peace was a mirage. While terraforming, I stumbled onto a hidden ravine, lava cascading over my boots. Fire resistance potions saved me barely, as Enderman materialized from the shadows, their shrieks filling the air while I slashed wildly, pearls scattering like fractured dreams. Weeks morphed into months filled with white knuckled raids. One expedition nearly ended it all, trapped in a maze-like end city. Shulkers bombarded me with attacks until levitation sent me pinwheeling toward a 100-block fall. Instinct kicked in. An ender pearl hurled blindly, teleporting me onto a precarious ledge with half a heart left. Another time, a misguided rocket boost launched me past my target island into open void. Panic set in until I remembered chorus fruit. Spamming them warped me erratically, ultimately landing me on solid ground, nausea swirling and heart pounding, each near. Death carved a lesson deeper into my resolve. Pack backup gear, feather-falling boots are non-negotiable. Never fly without a totem clutched in your HOTB or dot. And then, on day 99, what began as a routine chorus harvest erupted into chaos. I tunneled deep beneath my farm, searching for ancient debris to smelt into netherite reinforcements, when an Enderman's war cry echoed behind me. Spinning around, I locked eyes, triggering its rage. Dodging swipes, I backed into a chamber glittering with amethyst crystals, only to awaken a hidden swarm grounded until my pickaxe disturbed their nest. Voids rang with their alien clicks and corrupted magic. Blades clashed, potions splashed, and amid the fray, my totem shattered but looted golden apples from a buried bastion remnant fueled a desperate stand. When silence finally fell, my armor hung in tatters, but the treasure room stood intact. Victory tasted metallic, like blood and determination. By day 100, every end relic lay secured. The vault I'd carved beneath bedrock brimmed with trophies, elytra mounted like dragonfly wings in a museum. Chests overflowing with shulker shells, and rods casting an ethereal glow over stacks of chorus fruit and dragon breath canisters. Even the elusive End City banner fluttered proudly beside the recovered egg, surrounded by purple pillars and gateways spanned by rainbow glass. Retrospect washed over me as I surveyed this horde. Hardcore mode had taught me that survival isn't just skill, it's reverence for risk. One moment of complacency could erase history. My greatest weapon wasn't a sword. It was paranoia sharpened into preparedness. What of the future? Perhaps cities built from end stone, scaffolding to the clouds, dragon heads roaring silently from palaces woven with end rod's ghostly light. Maybe breeding shelters for infinite storage, constructing aerial racetracks where elytras duel through rings of fire, or mastering chorus fruit mechanics to construct a teleportation hub that defies the overworld's limits. The Void's call remains not just for its treasures, but for the untold stories coiled in its islands. The dragon's roar is silenced, but Minecraft is infinite. And so long as one block remains unplaced, the adventure refuses to end. This vault isn't a finale, it's a prologue. Now, where did I leave those rockets? Imagine standing at the edge of the End's obsidian platform. The void whispering beneath your feet and the haunting cries of Enderman echoing in the infinite purple duskets here in Minecraft's most enigmatic dimension, where legends are forged from ancient debris, where treasures defy gravity, and where every chest holds promises of power. But how much of that power is real? Today, we're not just exploring the End, we're dissecting it, subjecting its most coveted artifacts to rigorous trials, because when it comes to survival, *data* doesn't lie. Strap on your elytra and grab a shulker box, because we're diving headfirst into the science of the End, testing every myth, every whispered strategy, every gut feeling with cold, hard experimentation. Our mission, to rank these enigmatic items not by hype, but by utility, rarity, and raw gameplay impact in covering which treasures deserve a permanent slot in your hotbar, and which belong in the Museum of Novelty. Let's begin by confronting the cruel mistress of all loot-based games, *rarity*. The End doesn't give its secrets freely. Its cities float like forgotten castles in the void, guarded by shulkers whose bullets threaten to send you spiraling into the abyss. But what waits inside those chests? To answer that, we spent weeks raiding hundreds of End cities across multiple hardcore worlds, meticulously logging every find because spawn rates aren't just percentages. They're stories told in iron nuggets and diamond horse armor. The elytra, that iconic wingsuit of freedom, appears in roughly 80% of End ship chests. But roughly isn't good enough for us. Through controlled seed testing, we confirmed that ship chests have a 31% chance for elytra in Java Edition and 31.4% in Bedrock, close enough to shake hands, but enough to fuel superstitions. Then there's the dragon egg, the ultimate trophy, irreplaceable and utterly useless beyond bragging rights or odds. Exactly one per world, unless you exploit respawn mechanics, turning it from rare to redundant faster than a creeper in a glass house. But the real test of patience. *shulker boxes*. These levitating chests revolutionize storage, letting you carry 27 chests in your pocket, but spawn rates are brutal. End city chests have a 27% chance per box in Java and 36% in Bedrock. To calculate how many cities you'd need to loot for a guaranteed *shulker box, we summoned the ghost of mathematics past, Poisson distribution. Assuming a 30% success rate, our models showed a 95% probability of dropping at least one shulker box by your 17th chest, which translates to roughly 8 fully explored End cities. 17 chests might sound manageable, until you remember that cities spawn randomly, some barren, some guarded by towers of shulkers, turning your farming run into a gauntlet of levitation traps and void-dodging panic. Armed with this loot table sorcery, we set out to answer the next big question. Do these items actually earn their hype, or are they glorified museum pieces? First up, the elytra. We launched ourselves from a standardized obsidian pillar, stopwatch in hand. Using rockets of every tier to measure speed boosts because nothing says scientific method like exploding in midair for data. Baseline flight with no rockets. A sluggish 7.2 blocks per second. Basic rockets. A respectable 21.6 bps. But the real shock came from duration tests. Each elytra starts with 432 durability points, and rockets consume 1 per second of boost. Without mending or unbreaking, a stack of fireworks lasts just over 4 minutes of pure flight, enough to traverse 4,000 blocks. Until you remember Gus mechanics, turns out, timing boosts asterisk between asterisk dives preserves durability, letting you surf air currents like a pro, something no in-game tutorial will ever teach you. Then there's the Chorus Fruit Minecraft's most misunderstood snack. By sacrificing hunger bars on custom-built range test platforms, we mapped its chaotic teleportation limits. Horizontally, it averages 8 blocks per blink, but vertically, it's capped at +3 or -4 blocks. Unless you're standing on something asterisk weird asterisk. We discovered Chorus Fruit ignores carpets, trapdoors, and even scaffolding, letting you teleport through solid surfaces like a phantom. But its true brilliance shines in PvP. In simulated combat arenas, we weaponized randomized teleportation against skeleton archers, dodging arrows with RNG luck. Turning the fruit from survival snack to clutch evasion tool, it won't replace a sword, but it asterisk will asterisk save your hardcore run when that creeper sneaks up behind you. Of course, no end loot test is complete without the shulker box. Back in the lab, aka our underground testing bunker, we filled shulkers to their 27-slot brim, then stacked them inside other shulkers like an interdimensional nesting doll. A standard double chest holds 54 stacks, but a single inventory slot with a shulker box inside a shulker box inside a... You get the idea. Holds asterisk 19,000 asterisk items. The catch. Time. Unpacking a tower of nested shulkers takes agonizing minutes and risks misclicks, voiding hours of farming. Plus, shulkers hate water, lava, pistons, and gravity. Basically, everything in Minecraft's chaotic universe. Efficiency, S tier. Stress levels, also S tier. But loot and utility alone don't define the end's power. There's asterisk combat asterisk. Amidst the Chorus Fruit and elytra. And city chests occasionally cough up diamond or netherite gear. But is it worth ditching your existing armor? We staged duel after duel between diamond swords found in end cities and standard netherite gear, using armor stands with precise health metrics. And loot diamond gear averages a measly 12.1 damage per hit versus netherite's 13.7 durability. Even worse, end loot items spawn at random durability, sometimes crumbling after 6 strikes. Unless it's enchanted, that upgrade is a downgrade, unless you're speedrunning. Similarly, shulker bullets became our next target literally. By analyzing hitboxes frame by frame, we found their projectiles home in on the asterisk center asterisk of your hitbox, not your head or feet. Shield blocking nullifies damage, but still applies levitation, a death sentence near the void. The solution: sprint. Strafing in tight circles, bullets leap like confused drones, buying you seconds to land a killing blow. Then came the piece de resistance, asterisk and crystals asterisk. These glowing paragons of duality heal the Ender Dragon but explode like TNT. Placed strategically around bases, they could, in theory, vaporize intruders. In practice, terrible idea. Our resilience tests showed oak planks igniting from crystal blasts up to asterisk 9 blocks away asterisk, including the block they're placed on. Even obsidian takes damage. The verdict? Crystal traps are glass cannons, devastating but suicidal. Perfect for anarchist servers, disastrous for survival builds. So, what's the final verdict? After weeks of explosions, teleport fails, and void-induced screams, we've ranked every major end item into 3 tiers: must-haves, situational stars, and novelty paperweights. At the peak, elytra and shulker boxes no contest. They redefine exploration and logistics, deserving a permanent spot in your ender chest. The dragon egg, decorative only unless you're flexing. End City Enchanted Gear. Salvage worthy for XP but outclassed by netherite, chorus fruit. A dark horse contender, shining in niche panic moments. For farming routes, our data screams efficiency. Focus on end ships first for Elytra, then high ground cities clustered near the central island using ender pearls to bridge gaps faster than risking bridges. And for mod lovers, data packs like Elytra trims add cosmetic flair without breaking balance, while Shulker Box Preview lets you peek inside boxes without placing them quality of life upgrades that honor the Ends challenge without cheapening it. So next time you leap into the void, rocket in hand. Remember, the Ends treasures aren't just about luck. They're about asterisk leverage asterisk. Use them wisely, farm them smarter, and never let the shulkers dictate your tempo because in the grand equation of Minecraft, knowledge isn't just power. It's asterisk flight asterisk. The air crackles with anticipation as we plunge into the shimmering portal, leaving behind the familiar comforts of the overworld. Trading green hills and rustling forests for the silent, star-strewn expanse of the end, the obsidian platform beneath our boots feels cold and unforgiving. The void yawning infinitely below, a cosmic abyss whispering both danger and possibility. This isn't just a dimension to conquer. It's a treasure trove waiting to be plundered, a sculptor's marble from which we'll carve an entire sanctuary using nothing but the End's own alien offerings. Forget diamond pickaxes and oak logs here. Survival means embracing the otherworldly, the soft lavender glow of purpur, the whispering chorus of teleporting fruit, the eerie hum of end rods piercing the darkness. Our mission unfolds with stark ambition, to build not merely a base, but a monument to the End's strange beauty, a fortress sculpted entirely from its bones. First, the hunt begins a treacherous dance across jagged end islands, leaping gaps where one misstep spells oblivion, Enderman flicker at the edges of vision. Their alien murmurs a constant reminder of the stakes. High above, the skeletal remains of End City's claw toward the void, their shulker guardians hovering like sentinel puzzles waiting to be solved. Here, strategy is everything. We map the labyrinthine corridors with nervous precision, marking the locations of city after city like constellations on an uncharted map, our pockets gradually swelling with purpur blocks and the precious ship's cargo, shulker shells, gleaming like obsidian dark pearls. These coveted containers become the backbone of our operation, transforming into a rainbow-hued caravan of boxes meticulously organized by tight purpur here and stone bricks there, bundled stacks of chorus fruit humming faintly in their dark confines. Efficiency becomes an art form as we engineer automated chorus farms, scaffolding precarious platforms above the void where the alien plants twist and grow under the dim light of end rods. Harvesting becomes rhythmic, hypnotic, kicking the glowing stems to send ripe fruit tumbling into hoppers that sing their metallic song. Each purple orb collected, a ticking clock bringing us closer to our architectural dream. With mountains of material secured, the true test unfolds. How do you craft warmth, functionality, and home from a palette of cold purples and ashen grays? The answer lies in bending the End's stark language into poetry. We reimagine purpur not as raw, monolithic walls, but as fluid architecture slabs and stairs weaving together like hardened liquid, forming sweeping archways and organic, bulbous chambers reminiscent of some deep-sea leviathan's bones. And rods become our chandeliers and our street lamps, their pale light pooling like liquid moonlight, casting long, dramatic shadows that accentuate the undulating curves of our structures. Columns of purpur blocks, striated naturally like ancient marble, rise to support vaulted ceilings heavy with intricate engravings patterns that mimic the fractal growth of chorus plants themselves. Every detail whispers alien sanctuary, but the challenge intensifies. How to avoid the sterile, lifeless feel of this monochromatic world? The solution hides in texture. The roughness of End stone bricks forms sturdy foundations, their speckled surfaces grounding the ethereal purpur, while obsidian accents, smuggled from the central island's pillars, add stark contrast like seams of dark crystal. Even the dragon egg becomes more than a trophy. Suspended above the heart of the base, encased in a cage of end rods that thrum with captive energy, it becomes a shrine to the realm's chaos and through clever redstone. A hidden lever twists its position, revealing a spiral staircase descending into secret vaults where shulker boxes stuffed with treasures gleam like dragon's hoard. But a base must breathe with purpose, not just beauty. Functionality blossoms from necessity. The end stone bricks, resisting to explosions, pave sprawling launch pads where elytra wings snap open with satisfying asterisk wishes asterisk, catapulting us into graceful flight toward distant builds. Chorus fruit transcends mere food. Strategically planted groves serve as living teleportation hubs. Their erratic magic tamed into a network of fast travel between the base's far-flung wings. A misstep here lands you in the storage vaults. A careful nibble there spits you out into the cozy living quarters, where furnaces hum and item frames display prismarini shards, a rare splash of stolen color from another dimension. Even the farms elevate into art. Chorus plants burst from tiered planters painstakingly sculpted to resemble cascading vines, glowing end rods threading through them like bioluminescent pollinators. Storage rooms defy mundanity. Shulker boxes, color-coded and stacked like an apothecary's wall, slot beneath archways carved with the faces of Endermen, their open mouths forming clever shelving for tools and armor. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is inefficient. Every block serves dual purpose. Every inch whispers meticulous planning. And then, the reveal. Walking through the finished sanctuary feels like drifting through a dream. Sunlight never touches these halls, yet the space thrums with a soft, ethereal glow. The air hums, alive with the faint resonance of chorus fruit echoing from hidden gardens and the distant rustle of shulkers patrolling their perches. Vast windows of end gateway frames, painstakingly harvested from the dragon's arena, offer portals to nothingness, framing the starry void in perfect squares. The living quarters curve like a nautilus shell, beds nestled into alcoves lined with shimmering end rods that dim and brighten with the pull of a lever. An ender chest glows quietly in a study, filled with carefully curated essentials, evidence that even in exile, comfort is possible. The tour ascends spiral staircases wrapped around purple pillars, leading to rooftop observatories where telescopes crafted from end rods and pressure plates gaze out at the dragon's vacant perch, a monument to victory. In the heart of it all, the dragon egg levitates, a silent guardian watching over this impossible creation. This is defiance. This is art. Every block, every mechanism, every flickering light screams of triumph against limitations. There's no wood here, no iron, no cozy familiarity, yet through ingenuity, the cold void now cradles a space that feels like home. For those daring enough to try replicating this feat in survival, the path is paved with patience and cleverness. Prioritize silk touch for end stone, engineer flying machines to bridge islands safely, tame chorus teleportation by planting fruits in contained, predictable grids. Most importantly, see the end not as a wasteland, but a museum of possibilities. Your challenge whispers from every purple block. What will you build when stripped of the ordinary? When every resource is alien, every design choice a puzzle, creativity ignites. This base isn't just shelter, it's a manifesto forged in the void. Proof that beauty blooms even in the emptiness. If you dare to reshape it, now your end awaits. The cities loom, the shulkers hover, and the chorus fruit sings its siren sound of endless purple potential.